this extension was obviously never done correctly. She's down. Bird's nest in here. This thing's either going to be heavy or really heavy, depending on how much water we got out of it. Today's goal is to get this air handler out from under the house. I think the easiest way forward is probably to just go ahead and strip the rest of the floor out, take it out the top. Let's dig in. So this thing's huge. This is me convincing myself to dive in and get it out of there because I would like to get moisture barrier down here, and my access to the other side of the crawl space is past it, and it's just a great big mess. And we'll get some scrapping money. Taco money, as it were. Welcome to my world, ladies and gentlemen. This is just held together by a bunch of sheet metal screws. Basically, they all are. They're assembled kind of in place in tight spaces. Thing is, I don't really have any of the bits I need to remove any of those screws. So I'm going to do what I normally do, which is fight like hell to do an easy thing instead of going to get said tools. I'm going to try to keep up some momentum, which is going to wear me out. Watch this. World record timing, gang. I just had to go get these. I don't know where I got them, but I absolutely love them, and they're perfect for a job like this. These things are remarkably simple, in a sense. They're like a big box of galvanized metal, bent and then stuck together with sheet metal screws. It's got a fan in there, and basically a heat exchanger of some kind, whether it's heat or AC or both. Yeah, it doesn't want to come out, but I want it out because I feel like it is just going to be a home for all kind of critters if I leave it under here. And the goal is to have a unit, I think, with my experience at this point, is to waste closet space by putting the air handler in on the ground floor. It's easier to maintain, it's easier to get filters in and out, and if not that, then maybe the attic. Can you imagine somebody had to crawl? I don't know if you can see the light. That's probably, you had to come 25 feet in to get to the filter, which was right here. So how many times do you think that filter was changed?
Once.
Exactly what I was thinking. Let's get back to taking this apart, hopefully with Mobetta tools. Alright, one piece at a time. We're just gonna snip on all that stuff, I guess. And she's nasty in there. I mean, at least like rusty and stuff. I don't know how long it's been here, but it's been a minute. So I've been in and out of this hole 162 times today, and it's not quite 11 a.m. I'm getting to a point, like, I'm just kind of surveying as we go, and you can see either something's been living in there or there's just been enough moisture from above to rot out that galvanized pipe. It's clearly been here a long time. I can move it a good bit, but I can't seem to drag it this way yet. So we're gonna take a Sawzall and do some karate on that stuff. Bam! Magnets. Flashlight's awesome. All right. Maybe that's better. Clean crawl space is a happy crawl space, if there ever were such a thing. And this one ain't clean. Friends, countrymen, this thing's putting up a fight. Anybody can do this. This is not a highly skilled job. It is balance of ripping and tearing. I'm trying to get it into bite-sized enough pieces to get it out of this hole. Turn loose already. Gee whiz, what is still holding on? Lift with your back. It just doesn't want to cooperate. There's this tiny bit hanging on, and I'll get it loose. Oh, she's loose now. She's loose now. One screw on the bottom. Just how it got in there, I don't even know. buddy. I gotta get it out of here, but it's one step closer. This is heavy enough to bring some taco money, though. She is just rotting right into the earth. And pretty much, they put it on like half a cinder block and some dirt. All right, well, it's still down the hole, which, you know, definitely increases the odds that I smush myself. I don't know what that weighs, but it's not nothing. I'm gonna try to get 3% smarter here and do what I think the Egyptians would do. Third time's the charm. Heavy, pointy, rusty stuff on 3. 1, 2, 3. So close. Just taking a break. Here we go. There we go. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. That better be worth so many tacos. This thing. Well, team, there's a bit more ducting to get rid of, but that's as far as I could get with this underlayment. Let's try to put in some vapor barrier. I'm trying to make it less awful to be under there because we got work to do under there. And I got it as far as the air handler, and that was it. Oh man. I don't know what died in here or when, but that sure looks like a backbone. Whatever it was, it's been in here a minute. It wasn't small. So we're doing a little bit of spelunking here. We're in the hole here. Well, hot dog, it looks like it starts to get solid right around where this next joist over is. You can definitely see the sill plate is rotting away, but that's not terrible. That's something we can probably address. This is pretty great news. I think if we sister this one, lift the floor up to where it should have been, we can start putting this other flooring back in. Do a little removal here. Yeah, yeah, just a little bit of that. So this method of construction is pretty frowned upon these days, specifically because of that type of cracking right there. I think us joist hangers are probably the more appropriate method if you're doing a repair here. The issue here is it's doubled up plus the 2x4. It's made it 50 years. I don't want to start cutting stuff apart like that. So I think we're just gonna have to continue with tradition, whether that's the preferred method or not, gangs. So I'm gonna notch one of these 2x8s and we'll see if we can shove it into the hole. Here goes nothing. We've got our notch. I know that does not look great, but I mean the notch is super clean, but the idea that we've notched that much is, I know. But now we gotta shoehorn it in. I've cleared all the nails, I think, that will be in the way, but somehow we gotta get it in here under all this rotting stuff, above the plumbing, and through that little slot. I don't know if my plan is actually going to work now that I think about it, but we're going to find out. It may be just as hard a wrestling match as getting the furnace out, but it is significantly less rusty and pointy, so. Well, it's become quite obvious quite quickly that to make this happen, we got to jack this up even more. For fear of you missing something exciting, let's start with the magic words. Here goes nothing. Thinking about it. Sounds like Rice Krispies though. Let's grab a persuader. Not the little one. The big one. I mean, you can see drops from the far end at least 2 inches by the first wall, and then probably another ½ inch down this way. So I don't know what it's going to take to get that. I mean, it does look like 2 inches out right now. Welcome to Ryan's Sketchy Home Repair. So what we got is another jack, and our notch is kind of lined up, but we're 1.5 inches away from being seated. And we got this jack, which is dying a slow death, and that side, which is kind of supported. So we're going to do the right thing and hit the far end with a sledgehammer. Interestingly enough, I know where that needs to go. 1 1/2 inches, that way. Don't try this at home. 4. Ain't going nowhere.
Where you going? Nowhere.
Believe it or not, this ridiculous method worked. So that thing's seated up there. We're gonna jam a bunch of screws in here. Eventually we'll also jam a bunch of nails in here, but just in case we have some more leveling to do, we don't want to lock these two things together. This floor is insane, so we'll get it good enough to hold it together. It took a while though, probably 2 hours deep in on this. Pretty much turned this jack into scrap metal. As fun as that was, we're gonna go ahead and take what we learned and remove the rest of this floor so that we can do the rest of this work from the top instead of trying to shoehorn things in from the bottom. I think that took 2.5 hours, at least 2 episodes of Car Talk, and see if I can beat that time for all the rest of this framing. 2 hours, that's what I'm giving myself. Here goes nothing. Don't know if I can do it, don't really care. We're gonna find out. Went to grab this sheet of plywood out of the truck. Brand new, ground contact, pressure treated plywood, 50 American from the Home Depot. It's got what appears to be the exact same white mold on it. Made me chuckle at the end of the day. This thing has been here a long time, friends. Yeah. All right. CDX is something like 75 a sheet. I don't know what pressure treated 3/4 is. This is going to be our temporary floor so that we can continue on with our lives. We'll be redoing the subfloor at some point, but for now, we need to make this safe. Okay, there's never been a surface here since I've owned this house, so it ain't much. But it's something to me. See the trees from here, it's lovely outside. I'm beat, absolutely beat. We got a lot to do. There you have it, team. It's something. Look, it ain't perfect. We're in about, we'll call it a 1.5 days of real project time, like full days. Since I bought the house, there's never been a place to stand right here. Yes, this is temporary, but it is also structural, and that is a big win. Come a long, long way in a 1.5 days by myself, struggling at this. So thanks for watching. We got much more to do, but first rot removed and replaced. So that's a big milestone. Let's just keep taking it a day at a time, I guess. Good luck on your projects out there, and we will see you next time.